Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny with my beloved here. We are doing our June front porch chat. If you hear a couple of little rumbles in the air, I'm not sure what our mics are going to pick up, but we have actually some rain going on, praise the Lord, and there is some thunder in the distance. It is far away. We're perfectly safe sitting here on our front porch. So
yeah, it's been really dry here.
it has been really dry, and it's been interesting reading comments from y'all on social media. Some parts, it seems like maybe north of us have been really, really dry. I think it was Minnesota. Kate, I think it was you, Minnesota, I believe it was. Extremely, extremely dry. But then our southern friends, Louisiana, have just been like no sun. It's all been rain.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
very
we've had
interesting.
lots of sun, and then it got hot real fast this spring.
It did. We
and
went
then
from
it-
spring to summer.
Yeah, and then we've had no rain for a while until yesterday, seemed like.
Right. I mean, it's been weeks since we've had rain, so that poses an interesting gardening dilemma. So, of course, we're so far behind in putting plants in our landscape as far as annuals go. And we're still doing landscapes for people. We're still landscaping the patio back there. So, from a grower's perspective, what kind of I mean, we know the challenge. The challenge is it gets hot and it gets dry. So, what is your advice as a grower for people who maybe find themselves in our situation where they're still landscaping, they're still putting things in, but how do they make sure that their plants, let's just say, survive the summer?
Yeah. It's going to take it every day, probably twice a day, checking on the plant.
So when you say check on the plant, what are we checking for?
So making sure that it has adequate water, so your soil should be moist, not soaking wet, not too dry, so the plant usually, most plants give you a sign of, I need water.
Right, especially like your tender plants, like
Right.
hydrangeas.
Right, and then one of them, those signs, most of the time will be if it's still limpy in the morning, you need to rescue the plant.
Right.
So if you're not checking on them all the time, that's part of gardening. Gardening is going out into the garden and you're seeing your stuff each and every day. I mean, I remember that when we were doing produce farming. I mean, you had to go to that garden spot, every single day to check on it because there's always something going on.
Right, because if you're not checking it every day,
Yeah, you're not
then you
gardening.
can't, if there is a problem, you're not going to notice the problem from a distance until it's like a major catastrophe.
Right.
Like if you notice from a long distance that your hydrangea has no leaves on it or it's completely brown, well, odds are you.
And it can happen fast, especially like for us several weeks ago when it was like 3, 4, 5, 6 days of 90, 92, 93. If you're not out there every day and giving it lots of water, probably twice a day, if it's a newly planted shrub or annual or a perennial, it's going to die.
Right, so when we planted back there in the patio, we had those 5 Incrediballs.
Yeah.
So again, planting your plant correctly and making sure it's planted, deep enough but not too deep. We've covered this 1,000 times. You can go back and look at that video. But also another key for us, I think, is that we really mulch our beds. So like we put a nice
Right.
thick layer of mulch. So even though it was hot, I was watering those hydrangeas once a day. But when you're watering, you're focused on the roots. You don't care, you're not giving it a shower, you're focusing on that water on the roots. I mean, you could go there for a
Yeah,
good
I've seen
30,
people
45 seconds.
water all kinds of crazy ways, with those little yard sprinklers to, just kind of showering the plant. To which, I like the 5-gallon bucket method because you're making sure that you're pouring water into the root ball, or just taking the hose and like you were the other day and
Right.
just, hammering it right into that root zone,
Right.
making sure all that soil around there is getting soaking wet.
Right. And those hydrangeas never wilted
No.
because it's so much easier to maintain a healthy, happy plant than try to play catch up and recover and repair damage that's been done.
Because even if we were to come like into your yard and landscape your house, I mean, you go away for a week of vacation, I mean, you could come back to a disaster
Right.
right this time of year.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So and we tell our customers all the time, and you know, you absolutely can landscape in the summer in the South. It just is going to take more work on you.
It is, and those plants are going to be here at the nursery, but they're on automatic 2 times a day water. That thing just clicking
Right.
on and keeping up with the moisture level, you know, each and every time. And then 2, they're plants above ground. They're if they do get too much water. Like right now, I know some of my timers, we got all the rain, I may have turned one off. The other ones are not off, but I don't really panic that much because for us,
We could have had water going on in the downpour of all the rain.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it
well.
drains out because the pots, they're in pots, so the water's draining out. So when
Right.
we come and, or you plant it and you put it in, you do have to watch that because you could give it too much water, then it's going to sit in water. So if we were to get into a rainy spell in the summer and your automatic stuff is coming on and
Right.
it's raining, that's going to kill your plant too.
And I would say too that water, the question of how often to water
Yeah.
is like the $1 million question in gardening, because I can tell you what I do, but my weather's different than yours, my soil is different than yours, my plants could be different than yours, you know. So that's where Jerry's like, he's saying you've got to go out there and be the student of your own garden and look at it. And I mean, it sounds awful, but figure it out, right? You'll know if your plants are limpy. You've just got to be aware of what's going on.
I think that's what a lot of people have found out during their stay-at-home period when they were at home. They, you know, 'cause they got sent home. They were working from home. Some people are now working permanently from home, and they enjoy just going out into the yard and they tinker and play around. That's just
They
gardening.
piddle.
They piddle around and they find things, and so that's what, you know, what we need to do.
Yeah, that's
So,
gardening.
Yeah, that's gardening.
That is gardening. Okay,
Simple.
so speaking of the backyard patio,
Yeah, it's coming along. Looks really nice.
a year of construction.
Yeah, just a little bit more to go. Yeah, we had the steps. The steps is a big thing. Y'all saw the steps at the very beginning.
I'm ready to get those done.
And then we were ready to put the caps on, and then we said, well, maybe we're going to do something different there. So I've got to go back. I'm going to go back to the drawing board on my cap. I'm just trying to come up with something a little different to kind of finish that off real quick.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's just gluing that on and gluing some caps and some lighting. As far as the patio goes, that part is all done.
Yeah. It's really nice though to see, you know, like what we've dreamed about and thought about and planned about, like actually coming to fruition.
Yeah, it was a massive project.
We're not ready to sign up to do anybody else's.
No, we don't do hardscape.
Don't ask.
No,
No.
no, we don't do it.
No. But I mean, you know, but we do a lot of projects like that. I mean, we do crazy projects like that, like building the barn. We're not
Yeah.
going to offer to build a barn for anybody.
No,
I mean,
no.
you know, we're not going to offer to do hardscaping, a big old patio for anybody.
No.
But it's a lot less pressure when you're doing it for yourself than for somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's what, June was 6th today? June 6th?
You were the beginning of June.
Yeah, beginning of June or so. So, yeah, so we're still planting annuals, and
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to get them out. And I was picking up some wire at one of the big box stores today, and I saw these PW caladiums going out, and I had to go peer around the corner. I mean, they had a lot of product out there, you know, so
Yeah.
and there were people in there looking at stuff and still buying.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing down
yeah.
here in the South. A lot of you probably up north, you can't relate. Here it is in June. They like to just, some nurseries around here,
They're done.
they're done. They shut down like after Mother's Day, and you know, we still have tons of plants to sell.
Yeah.
We're still, you know, moving forward. I mean, I think that's a big mistake, and I think it has been a big mistake in the South. I mean, everybody just kind of shuts down because it gets hot. It is harder to go in the hot, but there's still things to do. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I
especially if
mean-
you were doing a planter or a hanging basket, it's got to be watered anyway.
Right. And I'm out there gardening. I mean, I've got tons of projects because we're so far behind on planting our annuals here at
Right.
the house. I won't say who happens to still have pansies in her back bed behind us, and if you're a Southerner, you know that pansy should have been gone in
They're covered up by
April.
the Artemisia.
That's right. The Artemisia has, I don't know if you can see it in the shot behind us, but the Artemisia has taken off. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's all getting ready to.
But we're gonna clean that up and
week.
get all that stuff. But just to say, you know what, y'all, gardening really is a 12-month hobby. Yeah, it's hot. I mean, I was out today doing a big project, and I was hot and sweaty, but, you know, do it and go get a shower, and you're fine. And then it's good. You just have to be aware of what you're doing. And
I would say if you're doing some shrubs and you've got some things that you're trying to do, it's 4, 5, 6 shrubs, tree maybe, you know, that's manageable.
Yeah.
But if you've got somebody coming and you're getting ready to throw down $10,000 to $20,000 in a brand new landscape, and that's going to probably be 30 or more 3-gallon shrubs or just
some
the
trees.
You really have got to stop and think about that now here in our area, because that's a lot to maintain and watch over. So it may be best to just kind of let's wait till things cool off a bit.
Right. And if you know that you're going to be out of town at times.
Yes.
If you're going to be out of town and you have nobody to watch your landscape, we would really recommend you wait till the fall and do that.
Right.
So this made me think about something, because this has been a big, I don't say problem, issue, especially this year when you're talking about trees and shrubs, is the availability of some plants that we're seeing, especially not in the annuals, because annuals can be turned around pretty quickly, but with perennials, shrubs, and trees, we're having, and this is industry-wide, a hard time getting certain ones. And that I just wanted to address that, because maybe you're running into something, but I know that we deal with this now. Every time we're open, we have to address this at the nursery, because there are, of course, we have our standard shrubs that we love. We always have them on stock. We always have them on hand. With our trees, we always have them.
I know, it's like that lady that ordered that Ann Magnolia.
Yeah.
And we thought we had it, and it was supposed to be on the truck coming to us, and it didn't come. It was probably there was down to the last few. It just when they went to go pull it, it wasn't there. That happens. I mean, that's to be expected. But now you can't get one.
And so the reason for that. So let's talk about why that is. So so last year, 2020. Of course, COVID hit. Everybody was sent home. There was this huge influx of gardeners, which was fantastic. I mean, right? Because like you were talking about, people staying at home, they're getting into gardening. Wonderful. So then they're coming to local nurseries like us, wanting to buy plants. We're happy to help. And so we're pushing and putting the plants out. So as they go out from us, then we're calling up our suppliers saying, hey, we need these purple daydream loropetalums, we need these, we need that, we need this. So of course those nurseries are happy to oblige. So they're pushing them out, because nobody planned on having a global pandemic, 3-4 years ago.
Planned on in the winter, Texas getting hit with all the cold, and it killed all their plants.
Right. So then you have Texas. So let's back up though before you're getting ahead of me. I'm just saying, I'm not done with my story yet.
Hey.
Jerry likes to jump in and bleh, right in front of me. So the stock got dwindled down last year, and especially, with perennials and trees and shrubs. Again, it takes time, like hibiscus. When you get, like from Walter's Gardens, here they have this amazing, great perennial hibiscus, but when we get the rootstock, that's a 3-year-old plant, root system.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to take time to recover from that. We have certain daylilies that we can't get. There's eucharas that we can't get till next year. There's a lot of certain plants, the little redhead spigilla, we can't get that until next year.
Right.
Then, as Jerry said, you had the big freeze in Texas and Oklahoma and all of that. So all those nurseries lost their stock, and then the homeowners lost their supply. So that wiped out that whole, not ecosystem, but you know what I mean. And then the big nurseries even up here, we knew, we were supposed to get limelight trees, and they got sent to Texas.
Yeah, non-existent.
Right, they're non-existent. We can't get limelight, standard tree forms, which is normally we could have really as many as we wanted to, but we can't get them because a lot of things were sent to Texas to help alleviate all the death and destruction that happened in the horticultural world in Texas. So you put those two things together, and it's kind of created a shortage on certain plants. And I'm not saying there's a plant shortage, but you know, when some people come to us and we're like, well, it's a great plant, come back and see me next year. I'll have it then, right?
Right.
And I'm telling people, like, either find a replacement, let's put something else there, be open, be flexible, let's put something else there, or if you're really like, no, I really want to have this plant in this spot, then just save that spot, and then once the supply comes back in, then we'll get it for you and you can pop it in and be okay. But a little bit of flexibility and grace, of course, goes a long way. And everybody, as far as it's been at the nursery, once you explain that to them,
It's been good.
it's been good. It makes sense for everybody.
So,
Yeah. What else?
Spring's been a hustle and it's been a bustle, you know, all that good stuff.
It has. And we've had people come see us from all over. Of course, our local people, and then folks from, I mean, all sorts of places.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been good. They're still coming. We're still
Yep.
having some pretty good Saturdays. I would think that will continue on through
Right.
June. We'll see how July and August go. But we potted up mums.
We did pot up mums.
Yeah,
You potted up mums.
yeah. Me and my little crew had with me.
Yeah. We've got a great crew of mostly college students this summer. Great workers. I mean, fantastic workers that have come, and they're helping us they're at a program at our church, and so they really about with the month of June that they can do kind of hot and heavy work. So they need an employer that gives them flexibility, and of course, we're more than happy to have
It
some
always
good
kind of
workers.
works out because about this time of year we're getting some new
Fresh blood.
new shrubs to pot up. We have the mums are always the beginning of June because they'll grow all summer
Yep.
into September. At the beginning of September, some of those will start to flower. So we're getting shrubs ready for some of the shrubs will be ready at the fall. Some won't be ready until next
year.
spring,
Yeah.
fall. So it's nice to have them come in.
It is because they're
At that
fresh,
time,
and we're starting.
done.
We're done. we're tired. I told Jerry, I was like, no more big projects right now.
No.
I have that on camera, right?
Yeah.
All right,
So we have a pretty good video lineup planned, to go, and so look
Yeah.
forward to lots of cool videos.
Lots of new videos are coming out now that kind of the hustle and bustle of the spring is over. We can really kind of focus on doing a lot more projects and showing you what's going on around here. Of course, we'll, hopefully get this patio landscaping area kind of nailed down and wrapped up. But that's going to be a project that's just going to go on for years and years as far as like the
landscaping, planting, we're
Yeah.
putting in the bones, and
Right.
leaves room for fun later on and
Fun
that kind
stuff.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the whole garden shed that we're going to revamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's looking good.
It is looking good. So anything else you want to chit chat about?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, I know what I want to talk about. So I was talking to a local customer, and I've mentioned this in a video before. So I was talking to a customer, and she was saying that, love your YouTube channel, all that other good stuff, which is fantastic to hear when y'all come visit us. We really do appreciate that. But it was about the whole subscription thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the term subscribe, right, in our language, in our vernacular, what we think of subscribe, like you subscribe to a magazine, right? You subscribe to, I don't know, whatever, the newspaper. So you have to pay for that, right? And so you think subscription means I have to pay in order to receive it. In YouTube land, that is completely not the case. So when you subscribe to any YouTube channel, all of that means is that you can now get notified of every time that we put out a video. So you don't have to go searching for us every time you go onto YouTube. You don't have to type in Gardening with Creekside and then look to see if we have a new video. You subscribe, then you have the option of your notifications. So your notifications are that little bell up there beside your subscribe button, and there's different, you can have all notifications, so that means every time that we post a new video, you'll get a little, for us, it comes across our phone that says, Gardening with Creekside just uploaded a new video. And so you can then click on it, and it takes you directly to that video. So you can do that, or you can personalize it a little bit somehow, or you can just turn the notifications off so that you don't get notified every time that we upload a video. So if you are a faithful watcher, if you enjoy the content that we make, we would love it if you would subscribe, because that helps us on the back end of YouTube analytics. We don't get paid more if you subscribe, but it just helps kind of boost us up in YouTube's eyes, I guess the best way to describe it.
Well, we just want you to, to get a video.
Well, and then of course we want you to get notified, because somebody was like, I didn't know that y'all are still making videos.
Yeah.
I thought y'all I'm so glad that y'all, I'm glad you had a restful winter. We missed you during the winter, and, now I came back to look for you in the spring. It's like, no, honey, we've been here all winter. So we faithfully put out 3 videos a week.
We do, and that's the kind of the commitment we've made. But that has been a confusing point for customers for some reason.
Right.
And then too, like everybody's browsers, they're different settings, different,
Right.
And it messes with their notifications, and it doesn't have anything to do with us. We had some emails about that, and thinking it was something on our part,
That we were,
Yeah.
that
like
our settings were not allowing you to get notifications. That's when our settings are that every time we put out a new video, it sends out notifications to subscribers who have that turned on. So if you're not getting that, check that little bell and make sure that it says, click where it says all.
There's just something weird.
So it's not us.
Not us.
It's not us. But the world of technology can be quite fun and interesting at times, yes?
Yes.
Oh, it is what it is.
Yep.
But we're here 3 times a week. So if you don't see us popping up, look for us. We'll be here. Okay, anything else?
That's it.
All right, my friends. The thunder has passed, thank goodness. The rain has stopped for now, and we're going to go in and have some spaghetti for supper. And take it easy tonight and get back at it tomorrow. Be filming tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Jerry says. He's a man of many words. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends.
Bye.